Welcome back to Unraveled and Rewritten. I'm your host, Joanne Beauvoir, and I'm trying something new today, y'all. I am going off script. I'm going off script because, when I go back and look at my podcast episodes, even though the content is what I'm wanting to deliver, I am used to just speaking from my heart, like literally off script. And so I want to, one, be consistent with my podcast with you in mind. I say that I'm dropping a new episode every Friday, and so here it is. But I also am extremely objective in the way I look at life. And I can be objective about my own self. And I just need to take a moment and just not be scripted. Okay. When I thought about this podcast, I really wanted to just be able to get on and just talk to you, pull things that I learned from my season of unraveling and hope that it would resonate with someone out there that is in a moment or a period of your life where you just feel undone, where you didn't plan for the season that you're in right now. And as I thought about going off script, I was like, that's literally what it means to kind of be unraveled. Like you no longer are walking in a scripted way. The way that we plan our lives, our goals, our future, the way that we imagine how things would look or will look down the road. I mean, that's the thing that keeps us going, right? But the minute that unravels, the minute it pivots, the minute it goes off script, do we know how to move next? And that's what I had to learn for myself, right? Like having the year of 2021 be bookended by the loss of my dad and the end of my marriage forced me to sit down and figure out what is next for you, Joanne, because being off script was not who I was. I mean, every step that I was taking in my life, I was trying to predict that ahead of time. Okay, I'm going to go to law school, I'm going to be an attorney. Actually, that pivoted. But when I got married, I didn't get married with the goal of being divorced. Like I had a long-term plan, a long-term script of what it would look like to be married, to be a parent, to be a wife. Like, what is that going to look like? And we certainly had bumps in the road over a 30 plus year marriage, but the script was always the same. Like, you're going to stay in this. So the moment that that no longer was a script that I could go by, and you have to look at other episodes to understand my season of unraveling, which was that season in 2021 where it was like, okay, my dad isn't here anymore. I am making every decision in my life up to that point based on him, his approval, right? Is he affirming me in this direction that I'm going? I don't have that rudder anymore. And no longer have the anchor of being the wife and being married to a lifelong companion and the future and our children. And what does that look like when over half of my life I have been married? So what does it look like for you when the script is no longer in front of you? Like, can you wing it? Like, that's what I'm doing right now on this episode is like, what does it look like when you are not sure of what to do next because you don't have that script in your hand? You don't have your life script dead. And I'm just here to encourage you because to me, that's a page turner. Like, okay, I don't have that script anymore, but perhaps being unscripted means I get to rewrite a whole new narrative, a whole new chapter, a whole new act to this play. And so that means sitting down, sitting down and asking yourself really hard questions. And I say this over and over again, if you've been following my podcast, like the most important question that you can ask is, who am I? Because if you answer that question, if you can answer that question, the script will start to write itself because you will have those things in place, the anchors of who you are, not the roles that you have or what you do for a living, but like to your core, who are you? That will lead you to the next step. So it's just exciting. I mean, you could look at it as being unscripted, as just being like rebellious or irresponsible, but sometimes being unscripted is exactly what we need to get unstuck. I needed to return to what I know best and what I know how to do, which is just talk from the heart, speak from the heart. I've been holding up my camera for the last 4 years on social media, just talking to people, encouraging people, inspiring people at I Am Beauvoir, Joanne Beauvoir on Facebook. It's just something that was actually part of my unraveling season. Being able to do that, allowing me to just speak. I didn't know who was listening. That healed me. That was part of my journey. And so for me today, I had to go back to that, like the unscripted, being able to just share freely in hopes that being unscripted on a podcast, and I am new to podcasting, feeling like that needed to be very structured, very disciplined, needed to have an outline. But today I just needed to be unscripted. And maybe if this works, maybe on certain Fridays, it's just Joanne Unscripted, where I just get to share what is on my heart. If you go to my shorts, I do that every week, like a couple times a week on my commute. Like my favorite time to be reflective is in the car. And so I'll just turn on the phone camera and just start talking about whatever's on my mind in that moment. And I get it, like the podcast, it's a platform, it's a bigger platform. It should last forever. I'm figuring it out while I go along. And I hope that you will stay with me and help me figure it out as well. Like, I think that is what life is really all about. Like, how do we figure out life? Because the truth is, life is unscripted. Loss, rewards, victories, we can work towards those. Failures, those are things that even if we're working towards it, the result may not be what we want. You know, it's the unexpected that reminds us that we are living. We are still living. And so embrace that. Embrace that. I hope that you'll continue to follow me. I hope that the unscripted version of me gives you permission to be a little free, like step away from the script a little bit, live life. And sometimes being scripted doesn't allow us to do that. So my charge to you is to pick up the pen of your life. In the middle of what feels undone or unraveled, you still hold the pen. And so even in what feels extremely unscripted, the end is only your new beginning. And take advantage of that. And I will see you next time.